Hey YouTube, Kiratwig here, bringing you guys a little tutorial video of mine today. Just a new segment we'll be starting up. Today I'm going to show you guys the basics of how to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards online. Have the camera set up a little differently just to make it easier to show you guys all the steps, because surprisingly, with all the trades I've made online, I know a lot of you are already masters of this, but there are some of you out there though that still, after we get a trade resolved, do not know the basics of what it takes to trade online. So I'm pretty much going to go through the steps, a lot of basic steps that a lot of you already know, but just to make it easier for some of you out there to see just what you have to do to make a safe trade occur online. Now basically a lot of you have a lot of different methods on how to get your cards out there. I know some of you prefer videos, pictures, listing your cards, and honestly, all of them work out perfectly. Videos are great because they're easy. People can watch them on their phones, computers. Pictures are the same. People sometimes prefer videos just because it's a lot more easier proof to show, yes, these are the actual cards. You can see the person in the video showing their physical cards. Pictures sort of, allow that if you have some sort of reference in the video as well, that yes, these are my actual cards as well. Lists are probably the most unreliable source for trades, but just a little more handy for some people that don't have access to a camera or a phone and whatnot. But anyway, after your source for outputting your cards online is made, you next go to the next step, which is making the trade. You will either have the person contact you without any contact method you prefer. I use Facebook, Skype, the YouTube message box, whichever one is more reliable for the person themselves. But other than that, after the trade is made, you have to be sure to keep a record. Now, this is how I keep my record. Everyone probably has their own method. I prefer to use the notepad on my computer to list them out. And as you can see, these are just some fake trades I've made together. I list all the trades out just so I have a reference on hand whenever I'm making the trade. Now, some people can rely on memory. I am not one of those people. I need to have it written down, otherwise I'm going to lose the record. A person's going to ask, hey, I have this trade going on, yada yada. Just wondering if you received. I can use this record, have it listed, and every so often after I get a trade done, it's a simple check mark, as easy as that, And then sometimes if a person doesn't, trade, they, maybe backed out or something like that, just a little other reference, I use the little frowny face, simple as that, just to prove that the trade was successful or not. I keep it all in a record base. Some people maybe have a more futuristic or more modern type of way. Maybe they use it all on computers, but I prefer the physical copy just because it's a lot easier to get to, in my opinion. But that's the basic method on how to jot down your trades and whatnot. Always easier for reference if you're well organized and such. The next step after you get a trade record is debating on who will be sending out first. Now, there are a lot of different, methods. The best one is the ref method. After a big buildup of refs, you want to keep record of refs, probably the same way that I did the paper. I keep all my refs online just because they're easy. If someone ever asks for them, I can give it to the person. They can see my ref list, see that, yes, it matches up. The people I've asked have traded with this person. So there you go. Basically after that is established, I would recommend never sending same time. Always have one person send first. Maybe change it up every so often after you've done a couple trades with the person. If you know this person's trusted, you trust them from the bottom of your heart, maybe then you can send same time just to make it easier for the people. But the next big step will be how to make sure your card is safe. I have an example right here for you guys. As you can see, it's just an ordinary polymerization I put into a sleeve. But top loaders are probably the best way to make sure your cards will get to the destination safe. There are some people I know that probably just prefer to send it in a sleeve in an envelope and it's good to go. I wouldn't recommend this too much, basically because the mail can sometimes damage your cards. Top loaders make sure that, yes, there is a chance maybe if the envelope gets stabbed or something like that, it will damage the card. But taping the top of a top loader, you can see this top loader has already once previously been taped for mail, is the best way to provide that the top loader sleeve does not, come out when it's moving through the mail or anything like that. It'll stay safe throughout the whole destination. Other than that, you also want to make sure to have a nice supply of envelopes ready at hand, pretty standard. That's the biggest concern I have with trades online. The person says, okay, I don't have any stamps at the moment, no envelopes. If you're going to be a big trader online, stamps, envelopes are one of the major things you have to be sure you always have, because you got to be ready to trade whenever. You don't know if you're going to be sending first or if they'll be sending first, so you always have to be prepared for that. I myself prefer to use labels as well as a specific method. It just makes it a lot faster for me when I have to get the envelope made, having the return label made for me. So I just have to stick it on the corner of the envelope and then just write out the sender's address. Everyone has their own method. Like I said, some people prefer tracking. If you don't ask for tracking, I won't, provide tracking myself. Vice versa. It's really up to you. But these are the basics just to how you make a trade online. You can say, okay, I'll have mine sent out as soon as I receive yours. That's the basic method I do for when I'm sending. Once I receive your trade, I give you a trade proof video, which is pretty much standard like this. Trade proof videos are pretty much the privacy of the person, so I make them unlisted in a playlist for them to see whenever they prefer, and I make it so everyone can see these videos as well. Other than that, there's really not much more you can do to provide proof. You can provide pictures, video that you actually received it if you're not going to be using tracking. Tracking is probably the best method if you're going to want to be sure, yes, I received, yes, it was delivered. There's no other proof besides the fact that maybe the cards aren't exactly what I stated, that it got delivered to you safely. But other than that, just coming down to making a bond trust with the person. There are plenty of people that I've traded with dozens of times. Hopefully we'll keep on trading. But that's the basic method to trading. Making sure both sides get completed safely is something you have to take the risk. I know trading online isn't always going to be a happy thing to do, but it can be a lot of fun, and it can, spread out your wings to different people as well. And that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Definitely, enjoy trading online. It's a lot of fun. And that's it for the video. Kiratwig out.